Hey guys, how are you? My name is Matt. I'm a ball valve technician here at FLO-TITE'S Valves and Control.
Hey, my name's Trevor. I'm a ball valve technician as well here at FLO-TITE'S Valves and Controls. Today we're going to talk about our MultiChoice series. We have a stainless 1.5 inch MultiChoice here for you today. The end caps featured on this one right here are weld in place. This is socket weld with the heat dissipating rings. We're going to take this apart for you today and actually show you the insides. I'm going to have my colleague Matthew here show you everything inside of it. We've got a couple of accessories here, a media containment, stem extension, and a cryo extension. We got an example over here. We'll go over that a little bit later in the video, but I'll go ahead and have Matthew take this apart for you, and we'll have a look inside and check it out.
So first things first, we're going to start with our handle nut. You're going to need a 15/16 wrench to take this off. So we've already got it loosely assembled to make it easier for us. First, you take your handle off.
Help you out here.
Yeah. After that, you have a second nut, same size, 15/16 wrench.
Let me get you a wrench, Matt.
Yeah. Hold the ball inside.
Okay. I'm going to use this adjustable here to hold the stem while we're turning the nut.
Come off easy now. Perfect. And after that, you'll take off your end caps, which is an 11/16. This particular ball valve comes with 2 end caps. It's not like our F-150 series. So take off the other side as well. And after that, most of the times you can turn your ball, just give it a little push, and it'll pop out your end caps. Pop out your seats and ball. Your stem should come falling right.
I'll grab the
Lock washer. And that's pretty much the product disassembled. And next you'll put your packing back in. What about your packing follower? And you can squeeze your stem back in.
When you're putting your packing back in, please take note of how you're putting it in. There is a certain order that you need to put it in. There's a bottom, middle, and top, and then a brush washer on the very top.
What about your bevel washers? Locker washer. Stem nut. You put your seats back in. I'll usually put my end cap on first.
When installing your seats and seals, the seals do have a specific pocket that they sit in, so please take note of that and make sure they don't bind up. And also the seats are, on the seat themselves, they are size specific. The large tapered edge will go towards the ball. The more flattened end will go towards the end cap, so please take note of that when you're installing the seats again.
Make sure you put your ball in, followed by your last seat. your final end cap.
And on all our valves, when we install the end caps, we really like to do heat numbers down, just so you can read them all at one time. So that's what we're doing here today. We're facing the heat numbers down.
The next part, put your handle back on. And make sure your ball valve opens and closes properly.
Yeah, you want to make sure there's no binding or anything like that. You don't want to ruin your seats you just put in. It is possible for the ball to catch the seat and ruin it. If there's any damage at all, it could make it fail possibly. Matt, if you're all done assembling that there, we could talk a little bit more about our accessories here for this valve.
Yes, Trevor, I sure am. That's it for this 300-200 series product.
Okay. As I mentioned before, we got a couple of accessories for this valve here. They also fit our other valves as well. This is our MultiChoice. These accessories will fit our F-150s as well. A whole lot of our valves actually. But we actually have a valve here with our cryogenic extension installed already. This is just an example for you to see. This is a F-150 with our cryogenic extension, which is this right here. This already installed on there. It actually replaces the stem that exists with the valve originally. This here has an actuator, limit switch, and actually a solenoid attached to the back. This is actually all of ours. We actually carry all this. Our extension, that's for if there's not much room near the pipeline area, that'll raise up the handle a little bit for you. Our immediate containment here, this is for stem blowouts, and also has a plug you can remove to install a gauge. That'll allow you to read the pressure in the case of a stem blowout, and actually be able to provide you with a live PSI reading to see if your valve is leaking through the stem or not. So that's a pretty cool feature. And like I said, these accessories here extend across our whole line of valves pretty much. There may be a couple that it don't fit, but you'll find mostly these accessories here and a little bit more fit a lot of our valves. And also keep in mind, this extended butt weld here, this particular MultiChoice valve, different sizes, they come in different end caps. So this is extended butt weld here with the heat dissipating rings. They also come in threaded end caps and socket weld, also flanged end caps. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing valves and looking around in our catalog. Warning: never use the valve as a pipe support or structural member. Ensure that mating flanges are the same size, type, and pressure rating as the valve, and that fasteners are of the size and type approved for the flange. Ball valves can trap fluid in the ball cavity when closed. Be prepared to capture and manage any liquid retained in the valve body when disassembling the valve. If the valve has been in hazardous fluid service, review the applicable MSDS sheet and decontaminate the valve before disassembly. All persons involved with the disassembly should wear personal protective equipment such as aprons, gloves, face shield, etc. to prevent personal injury. Valves with actuators, limit switches, or positioners should have these devices disassembled from the valve prior to disassembling of the valve. Use extreme caution disconnecting any electrical and/or pneumatic sources to the valve to protect against personal injury. Isolate the valve actuator prior to disconnecting. Do not remove packing gland while the line is under pressure. Personal injury could occur. Use extreme caution when removing the flange valve from the pipeline to prevent personal injury that may be caused by cold springing of the piping. Valve should be adequately supported prior to unfastening the studs and nuts that hold the valve in line and secured with lifting straps or slings to hold the weight of the valve. Valves shall be adequately supported prior to unfastening the studs and nuts that hold the valve in line and secured with lifting straps or slings to hold the weight of the valve.